A fresh work of art that exposes the wrath in the Nigerian society from the eyes of a literary giant has just been unveiled. It's Professor Wole Soyinka's first work of prose fiction in over 4 decades. Olawakon was at the public presentation of Chronicles of the Happiest People on Earth.
From the corridor leading into the hall, you would be greeted with drums rolling. Here, the presence of literati, politicians, public servants, artists is conspicuous at this unveiling of a 500-page novel that paints a vivid picture of the Nigerian society. It is Professor Wole Soyinka's latest prose fiction entitled Chronicles of the Happiest People on Earth. This first reading in 2 languages takes the audience on a journey into the world of the book.
Papa Davina, also known as Terry Bogo, preferred to craft his own words of wisdom, such, for instance, as his famous "perspective is all."
Professor Soyinka has just brought to the fore another fresh reflection on the country's situation with a major plot on the influence of religion on the people.
La perspective est tout.
When religion is spiritual, it's for me a boon for humanity. So the genuine believers, they are not the problem. It's the exploiters, those for whom religion is just another means of bringing humanity under their spell, under their control, where they now absolutely dictate the existence, the choices of the individuals, and the individual cannot even think outside, shall we say, the hierarchy of religion. That is when religion becomes the problem. The inauguration of the Board of Happiness.
Some of the chapters read out loud, even by the author.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to commence preparations for the great day. As some of you will undoubtedly have noticed, we have quite a few new faces among us.
Professor Wole Soyinka decries the insecurity in the country while responding to questions from Nigoke, a book enthusiast.
We are not merely at war, we're all in a war zone. There's no question in my mind about that. Because now you're moving into areas of security. The sense of individual and collective and community safety has virtually become equivalent to the very question of survival.
As the author autographs his book for guests, the space was livened up with a dance performance.
The true children of God would rise up to be the spiritual leaders of this country and bring the true essence of spirituality, of God and our relationship with Him to bear on how we relate to one another and what we do to this country, what we do to ourselves, and what we do to people who cannot help themselves.
I think that the more we are in touch with what our reality is, the better prepared we will be as a people to try and right some of the wrongs in our society.
Somto Asibelua feels delighted to be part of history as she encourages her mates to embrace reading culture.
Professor Wole Soyinka's writings have been influential in the world, and being able to translate especially is an honor for me because these stories are telling stories of Nigeria, of the world, and these are representing times that are so important to us all. So it's very fundamental and a monumental time in the world right now.
With strong thematic preoccupation, this book by Professor Wole Soyinka is expected to generate a discourse that will move the nation to the next level. Olawakon, TVC News, Lagos.